Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are doing a shoot for the short film Patience and Violence. It's a basketball short film, and this scene takes place at night. So Sam, the producer and grip for this, and I were working together to see how we can really recreate what Moonlight looks like. Now, the type of lighting style that I'm developing as a cinematographer and style I like as a director right now, and this could just be from a lack of knowledge due to me only being 20, or it could be just what works right now, and that's okay, is doing, when there is no practicals, just getting light in the frame. So that is a nan light, and we put it up all as high as we could on a C-stand. You see standing behind Adrian is our talent main lead, playing Jimmy Mack, the main character, and then that was me next to him. I'm having Adrian warm up because his character is horrible at basketball, so I'm trying to figure out a way. I'm trying to get Adrian to learn how to purposely miss shots, which, if you don't know, that's actually a little bit harder than making a believable miss is pretty difficult. So working with him to do that, and also Sam and I working together and saying, okay, let's throw on some blue gels here because blue light is very much looked at as the nighttime, and it needs to be believable as nighttime, even though it is around 8:30 p.m. right now. It was super beautiful out. Going into this, I did not have a shot list, which I now am having for the remainder of these scenes, because if you don't have a shot list, it's fine. If you're working with a at least, if you don't have a shot list as a director or cinematographer, you need to have one of the other, because you're always working together to get it done. Now, if you're both of them, like me, in this instance, I was a cinematographer and director, and for this whole film and all of my films, I've done that. You really can't wear both hats, and that's something I'm running into. And you've heard me talk about a million times if you're here, is not being prepared, or what is like not having that shot list will hurt me. And here it did. We are going back to reshoot some of these scenes, but really much the story doesn't benefit from a lack of a shot list, because the shot list is the preparation for the day, allowing the director, me again, to focus on the acting and already having somewhat of like almost like a cheat sheet of like a fallback. Okay, if this doesn't work, then I have something I know works with the story. So kind of having that is huge. Right now we're preparing to do these scenes. So in the movie, Jimmy Mack just went on a date. The date, I don't want to spoil the movie, but it's pretty obvious it didn't go the best, because he's throwing the ball. We're trying to get him to throw. I wrote in, he throws the ball at the backboard, and he's just getting so upset at night, and he's sad, and he loves going to play basketball, and this is his safe place, and his safe place is he's not even making baskets. Nothing's working. Feels like nothing's working in his life. So trying to get him in that mindset of how you're feeling in here, or how you would feel in this situation. We also used, Sam was using a reflector to try to reflect some of that from the nan light. Sam is such a trooper. It was windy, so it was blowing him around. Sam was basically, call Sam a sailboat, the way he was holding that reflector. Or, as you know him on the channel, SB. Sam Braidaway, the producer. Again, huge. They could not have done this without Sam or Adrian being willing for me to follow them around with a camera and for this story. It was really fun being out here and learning that this is our first time recreating Moonlight. This is our first time using that big of an aperture light that we put up high. The C-stands are incredible. We had to make sure that sandbags were on there because it was windy. So it was a little weird. Right here, you can really see Sam putting on the work here, holding the reflector. But it was interesting. I don't know if I fully like using Moonlight like that. I like how it turned out, but I think I need to shoot earlier in the day and either use ND filters or increase my f-stop to shoot in a more deep focus, which basically just means your no background blur, no bokeh, no blur is deep focus. Shallow focus is the opposite. And that's the style I'm starting to like, just because of directors like Michael Curtiz, Steven Spielberg. Those guys love shooting in shallow or deep focus, because the way they say it and the way I describe it is it allows your viewer to take in the story. It doesn't fully make you directed your eyes. You're directing, your camera movement should direct their eyes, but what they're actually looking at. And I do think there is times for shallow focus, and shallow focus is inherently more cinematic, which I don't like using that word, because cinematic is just thrown all over TikTok and Instagram of like, I'm a cinematic filmmaker. It's like, well, have you actually made a story? And it's like, wait, am I gatekeeping this? Or should I even be? It's just a weird, whenever I start thinking about stuff like that in film, it's like, I think film is making a fun story or an interesting story or a story that's worth telling. At the same time, also creating something entertaining, and I guess being cinematic is entertaining, but I think some people get too caught up with how pretty the image is versus what the image is saying, what the image is telling you as the viewer. And a lack of direction sometimes comes from a pretty frame. I would much rather have great camera movement than a beautiful looking film, because I think camera movement tells a better story than whether or not it looks good or not. Now, obviously, I do think things should look good, but I think they go hand in hand. So yeah, I mean, I'm basically rambling here, but that's what you're getting on the LukeRing channel. Yeah, this was a really fun shoot. It was really basic. We just shot with the top one light up there and used a reflector sheet, used a Canon R6 Mark II, ran it on a tripod, ran some gimbal. That's a DJI Pro 3. It worked for me. Gimbals sometimes are just the worst, but that's okay. Balancing them just sucks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. See you in the next vlog.